not my will.
Ocio, I wanted to share something with you, a couple of things. Where one, it's this on the incubator, the results thereof. Okay, take a look. Okay, this is a jailbreak. You can see this one is in the shade there, shadow, and it's hard to see that one. And then there's this other one. These two were hatched from the incubator. Out of 6 eggs, these are the only ones that really made it. So anyway, I thought I'd share it with you. Okay, alright, you see that? Yeah, awesome, wasn't it? But I'm getting a new incubator, and I think I'll show you the picture of the one I ordered. It wasn't expensive, but it's a lot better than the one that I used to hatch the babies. So here is the new one, a picture of it. Okay. Alright, yeah, I think that was pretty awesome. It should do a lot better, get better results with it. But anyway, I want to share something with you. If you was going to ask somebody, like, say you go up to a stranger or an acquaintance, should I say, and you ask them, say, who do you think that I am? It'd be an interesting answer, wouldn't it? Or, if you answered a close friend, and you would say, who do you say that I am? Right? Interesting answer there, right? Okay, now in Luke, the Gospel of Luke, chapter 9, starting at verse 10, you start reading about the feeding of the 5,000, right? Which I find that all of it is awesome, but right after the feeding of the 5,000, actually it's a little more than 5,000. It was just 5,000 men, but that's not including the women and children that were there. But it's still a lot, right? Whether 5,000 or more, that's still a lot. But anyway, I want to read this to you, alright, real quick. Alright, on chapter 9 of the Gospel of St. Luke, verse 18. While he was praying, he, meaning Yeshua, Jesus, while he was praying in private and his disciples were with him, he asked them, who do the crowds say that I am? They answered, Yohanan the Immerser, or John the Baptist. Others, Eliyahu, or Elijah. Still others, that one of the ancient prophets has come back. Right? Okay, he says, but you, he asked them, who do you say that I am? And Kepha, that is Peter, answered, the Hamashiach. That means the Christ, the anointed one, God's Messiah. Alright, now, that's all I'm going to read. So I wanted to share with you out of the scripture. But here's a question, and I'm challenging you to answer this question. Alright, actually 2 questions. Who do or should I say, what is it the crowds, the people, every day around in this world, in our country, your state, your town, who do they say Jesus, Yeshua, is? I'd like to get your answer there. Please, alright? Don't be afraid, just put it there. Alright, now, here's the other question. Who do you say that he is? I'd like to get your answer on that. Now, me, I know you get a mix. Now, my answer to both questions, the first one would be that most people around, whether in my neck of the woods or around in the cities here in this state of Arkansas, and around the U.S., it's going to be a mix. You're going to have some say, well, he was just a good teacher, that's it. That's true. That's all they're going to say. They're not going to acknowledge him as the Son of God. They're not even going to acknowledge him as the one and only Lord. And then you're going to have some who's going to say that he didn't exist, he don't exist, he's a fiction of the imagination. And then the others, they're going to say that, yes, he is the Son of God. He is who he says he is. Now let me put it this way to those of any of you who may be watching this, who just think of Jesus, Yeshua, as being a good teacher. If that's all you think he is, do you think as a good teacher would not, alright, as a good teacher they would not lie? So that means as a good teacher you should be accepting everything he claimed to be. Alright, but the good question though for you, who do you say that Jesus is? Who do you say that he is? And that is Cricket the rooster. Okay, now, excuse any background noise. Now, he's going to try to call the other hens, and also he likes to come out here every time I get the camera out. But anyway, it is a good question for you to think about, alright? Who do you say that he is? Because he is, and always will be, the Son of God. He is the Anointed One. And mind you, when you see the word Messiah, it means chosen one, the Anointed One, the promised one. That's what that means, okay? When Yeshua said there'd be many false messiahs, or those who would come in his name, and claim to be the Messiah, that they're coming to proclaim that they are anointed, or one of the anointed ones, chosen by God, and all this. And yeah, they could do some false miracles. I'm not talking about the regular, some do just tricks, and we all know about those ones. But some may do some, what we would call a miracle of a sort, but it don't come from him. It comes from a dark supernatural, not the light and true supernatural from him. They have a dark supernatural illusion that the evil spirits and stuff help them in order to promote their lies, okay? But the time is fast approaching, and everybody is not even concerned. They're only concerned about money, self. They're worshipers of self. Only concerned about what they can get out of life and their own pleasures. The Bible warns about people, in these last days, they would be lovers of pleasures rather than the love of God. They don't have a love of God, they have a love of self. But they, you can ask them if they know God. Now, some of them will say, yeah, but no, they don't. They only know of him, or they can say, I believe in God, but they don't mean that they believe from the heart or the mind. They only know of him is what they're saying. So you got to catch the context in what they're saying. And then not to mention the fruits of the way they live. That's a telltale sign right there. But we're living in the last time, or the last of the last days, should I say, when the Lord will come. But there's going to be a lot of bad stuff happening. And a lot of people's not going to think about anything, and they're going to say, well, I pray to God and he don't answer my prayers. Well, what the heck are you asking for? A lot of times people ask on selfish things. God ain't going to answer that. And then and the other is, they say, I've been praying for my sister or my brother or my mom or my dad, and he didn't heal them, and they died. Well, you just been looking for excuses. Yeah, people who do that are looking for excuses. That's a fact. They're looking for a reason to excuse it. But see, the thing is, it changes nothing. All right, the Lord will do what he will, as he wills in his time. But you see, your problem is you're trying to rush him on your time. Don't do that to him. No. So who do you say that he is? Well, it's obviously, first of all, you know of him. That's why you asked. But see, you thought he was a genie. You rub it the right way and ask what you wish for, and you're going to get it. And if you don't, you're going to throw a temper tantrum like a spoiled brat. And that's what it amounts to, a temper tantrum, because he didn't get what they want when they wanted it. And here's a thought that you didn't think of. Have you ever stopped to thought of maybe the Lord saw it was their time? You didn't like it because the Lord would thought it was their time to come home. So you're having a temper tantrum and you're asking on a selfish basis. So you got to stop to consider a lot of things there. But the question still lies. Who do you say that he is? Now, I'm not good at, with words like a lot of people are. I'm just who I am. That's it. And and by the way, just so that you may know before I close this out, is that in case you didn't know, Christians are not without flaws. We're human beings who have been saved by grace and grace alone. Unmerited favor, which means we didn't deserve it, but it was given to us, and it's by his saving grace, not ours, because we're like dirty rags, right? So it's him, right? Him. It is the Lord that saves us, and it is by his grace. We don't save ourselves, and we can't go around doing good deeds, all right, and think that will earn us a place in heaven. We're guaranteed, or Father so-and-so prayed for us, and we're guaranteed. No, they ain't gonna get you. It's between you and God, not Father Frank or Franklin or whoever. It's not Billy Bo, Joe, Billy Bob, or whoever, to pray for you so you can get a spot in heaven. It don't work that way. That's not how salvation works. You have to come to him in faith, drawn to him. And how do you get faith? By hearing the word. That's in the Bible. Hearing the word. That's how you get faith. And then when you hear the word, you're drawn by that faith, that word. You're drawn to it. You believe. That's how you believe, by hearing. And when you hear it, you believe. You believe from the heart, and you confess it from your mouth, from the heart to the mouth. Alright, that is how you get saved. And so a lot of people is going to say a lot of things, and think it however they will. But one thing that is most for certain, and this is a fact, and you can go to the bank on that, is this is how you get faith. Alright, I love you all, and I will catch you later. Be blessed, and aho.